Desert Games continued where The Opportunist left off, which was two guys who sort of peripherally studied film, trying to make one with very little supervision. It's an interesting way to go about a production. Vic had some technical education minoring in film, whereas I learned nothing about production and was mostly an extracurricular scholar, which is to say I studied writing and am as fascinated by as I am opinionated about film. We found a way to translate those mindsets across to a crew more experienced with conceptualizing and execution than ourselves. Desert Games is a capital example of Vic's ability to bring an idea to light. I would be in the dark without him. The Opportunist was so much easier to make a joint effort out of because we were walking distance from each other. Half the time our shooting locations were a 5-minute drive, and the other half we were shooting driving sequences within a car, so we really just set up in a parking lot. The second time around, he was 2,700 miles away, shooting in a desert. I couldn't have felt more isolated. As far as being a duo was concerned, I was really more secretarial and at times diplomatic. Most of my work was making Vic's schedules understandable to others. He can do something 10 minutes long, do 5 minutes ago in 2. We work with a lot of real artists with concerns about integrity and patience, who don't want to fudge or cheat it. And the thing is, Vic doesn't either. He doesn't want to, and he doesn't do it. He just makes things happen. If you don't waste time worrying that we're wasting time and get on board and move at his speed, it is difficult but possible. The production value of Desert Games was incredibly higher than The Opportunist. We put immeasurably more resources and manpower into a 15-minute movie than a 40-minute one, and pushed our envelope. You can make something good and make it rough, but polish is visible. So I was seemingly a little out of the loop, and that's where Vic's genius comes in yet again. He had someone slated for the narration of Desert Games, and we were undoubtedly talking at some point in time about the strange relationship we had with each other at this juncture, and the production itself, when he suggested that I do the narration. Not so much to hand me over the role, certainly to take cues as though I was cast alone, cooperative to his vision.
Silence. It is the first and last thing you will notice out here, even before the heat and the solitude. Silence. It is the first and last thing you will notice out here, even before the heat and the solitude. Silence. It is the first and last thing you will notice out here, even before the heat and the solitude.
I can be hard to work with and uncompromising, but for all our differences in taste and work ethic, I can dismiss that and try my best to understand what he wants and deliver it. I think he commands that. If he can say that of no one else as a director, he can say that of me. He earns it. He is open to input, but very often doesn't truly need it because there's nothing to critique. And you can understand where he's going with something. I can understand where he's going with something.